Hey there, it's Jim and the incomparable Debbie with episode 78 of the Midday Minute.
Here we are, long awaited.
It's our convention episode, our convention preview. This is a tradition that predates the big show. We used to do it on our podcast with Kate Edsey, our meetings planner.
Yep.
Development manager at the foundation. We're going to talk about, help you get excited about convention, which is right around the corner.
Heck yeah, it is.
Now, for me, after a nice long run of conventions, I was at every one from 1992 through 2019. Then we had, two of the past 3 years, I missed it. Of course, back in 2020, we all missed the convention because it was canceled due to COVID. And then last year, I had a family emergency, which meant I had to bow out at the 11th hour. So I'm looking forward to starting a nice, long, sustained run of convention attendance this year.
Yeah, everybody missed you, of course, last year, but completely understood. But it will be good to be back together again.
And we're going to be back together again in Minneapolis, which, as I recall, I was there in 2004. It was a really nice convention city. So
that predates me. I came later that year, so I was not there at that convention. But Kate and I were in Minneapolis in the fall to get ready for what's happening next week. So it seems like a very nice convention city, very convenient. I'm sure we're going to hear all about it.
Yeah, without further ado, let's bring Kate on the show here and let's see what she has to say. We'll want to caution our viewers to cover your ears a little bit, because she can get shrill at times. I've likened her voice to a bag of cats. Let's keep that from her though, please. Okay. Coming in right now, it's our good friend and colleague, Kate Edsey, the one, the only. There she is.
Hi.
How's it going, Kate?
Great. If you listen real closely, you can hear the convention trucks in the background.
We hear something.
And probably the staff saying, why do those ENF staff pack so much for Minneapolis?
The trucks are heading off to, the convoy's heading off to Minneapolis, shorter drive than some years.
Yeah.
Are any of our team driving? We're all flying, right?
We're all flying. There was a discussion because we had such a good time driving back from St. Louis and Indianapolis, but alas.
Minneapolis is just on the other side of that sort of cusp, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a decision to make. Do you drive? Do you fly? It's kind of a push. And when it's a push, flying.
We fly.
Yeah. So what are you looking forward to most about this trip to Minneapolis?
Well, we had a staff briefing yesterday, and I think Minneapolis is a great city. I'd never been there before our September visit, but I also think for the first time in a while, we're in a very compact convention center. So we have everything at our disposal. We will all be together, which I think is great. And we have some really fun events this time, including one that's brand new. That's very exciting.
Yeah.
We like to introduce new things.
Right. Bagels with the board, really with the boards plural, right?
Right. So we introduced a new benefit for our Fidelity Club donors. And for those of you who don't know, and I can't imagine you wouldn't if you watched the show, but the Fidelity Club is the giving club for our recurring sustaining donors. So those who give through their credit card automatically or get their bank account debited automatically. And we have, on last count, I mean, we're well over 5,000. And we invited all of those people to come have a bagel and meet our board of trustees and our scholar advisory board in Minneapolis.
And was it a popular addition to our slate of convention activities, would you say?
I think so. We exceeded all expectations. I was hoping we'd get a couple hundred, and we are now at more than 500. So
a lot of bagels.
I'm impressed. Oh, that is a lot of bagels.
If you are not attending Bagels with the Board and you like the bagels, I would bring your own to Minneapolis, because we are cleaning that town out for this event.
True. Mm-hmm. It's true. And a really cool giveaway for those who do make it to the event and have registered. they are going to get this pin.
Oh,
I'm sorry, it's a button pin, but it says, "I sustain our foundation," with our ENF Fidelity logo. So that's a cool thing to give away on Sunday at the event. And then people will be able to wear it the rest of the week.
Oh, love it. They look great.
It's fun to try new things.
It is. We'll see how they turn out. We try a lot of new things and mostly they work. So I'm excited. We've been looking for something to do with this special group of donors at the convention, because we do have another event for another level of donors. And we're always looking for a way to connect and engage. And I think this is going to be a great opportunity for that.
Well, yeah, why don't we talk about that other event for special donors, our annual donor event at the convention this year?
This year, and it feels like we're turning into the football people. You used to be worried we were going to be the museum people or the pad polio people. For the second year in a row, we're doing something that's football adjacent, let's say. So we are having our ENF event. It's called Take the Field with the Foundation, and that will be at the US Bank Stadium in one of their clubs.
A lot of people are saying it should have been called the Viking Right.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people
just one. I think it might have been just one.
Yeah.
But we all know this isn't a democracy. So yeah, Take the Field. We're excited. And if you've ever had the opportunity to go to a Major League Baseball stadium or a football stadium, any kind of professional sports, typically they will not let anybody on their field because it's very difficult to get the grass and the turf how they want it. But the Vikings are, come on over, walk on our field, throw around a football. So that's what we'll be doing on Saturday night.
It's a really cool stadium. Kate,
really
if we have any viewers who don't know how they could snag an invite possibly for next year in Austin, how does one go about getting an invitation to the ENF donor event?
That's a great question. They need to reach the faith level, which is $1,000 or more within one fiscal year. So that would be in this fiscal year through March 31st or up until March 31st. And then you get an invite to that, or you can also name us in your will.
And or really, because there's no reason why I can't do both.
You can do both. And for those who join the John F. Malley Society, they're invited annually as long as they're active donors to the foundation.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm excited. We have a big group coming to that as well.
The very first donor event, really, like true donor event, was in 2004 in Minneapolis.
Really?
We took everybody to a Twins game. We had this big, I think it was called the Cambria Skybox. It was like a former press box out in right field, I think, if I remember correctly. And we filled that with people and watched the game. It was pretty fun.
Didn't the scholars throw out the first pitch?
That's correct. One of our top scholars threw out the first pitch. The year before in 2003 in St. Louis was our 75th anniversary celebration. We had an event for donors there for the anniversary, and then that went so well that we decided to make it an annual thing. Yeah.
Wow.
First was in 2004 in Minneapolis. So returning to the scene of the crime, different sport, same city.
And some of the same donors, I'm sure, too. And we're so lucky to have so many people come back every year.
A lot of very loyal donors. Always fun to see them. I was at the top, before you joined us, Kate, I was telling Debbie that really 2 out of the past 3 years, I have not been to convention, which has been like an annual summer right for me since 1992. So I've been kind of lost. I'm really looking forward to getting back there and seeing some of these friends that I've made over the years who I really see once a year.
And you should remind everyone that your party trick at convention and Elks related events is to name all of your conventions in order.
Yeah, usually in reverse order. And I'm not sure I can still do it because of the disruption of
You're starting your streak over again, just like when you skip a day with the Magical Mystery Lodge.
It's true.
I skipped a lot of days with that recently, but I'm trying, even with the friendly prompt, I still sometimes.
I did really well this morning. I'm very proud of myself.
I got like a 30.
I had a 30 this week already. So
I got Indiana pretty early too. Oops. Spoiler. Oh, this is.
Well, for me, now maybe I'll get 100. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Yes, Jim, you've got to reset your streak starting back in Minneapolis, and that's pretty neat that was the first real donor event we've had. We've had so many spectacular ones through the years. Yep. This one's going to be as incredible.
Yeah. So donor event Saturday, we got bagels with board Sunday morning. It's going to be a day of service too, I understand, with the...
Yes, we're kind of going backwards.
Yeah.
Yes. On Friday, the Scholar Advisory Board is going to be serving side by side with our Senior Programs Associate, Megan Morris, and Elks from Hopkins, Minnesota Lodge, and the Minneapolis Lodge as well. So they're going to be heading to the Hopkins Lodge to do some no-sew blankets, as well as pack, they're going to do packing backpacks, I think, for the Hopkins long-standing project, Teaming Up for Teens. So we're really excited about that. So they'll be doing that all day on Friday. And then Friday night, we have our Hoop Shoot State Director's welcome reception. So that will be happening. We have about 25 state directors and our 12 regional directors coming in for an all-day training on Saturday. But on Friday night, we're going to just have some fun and possibly some lawn bowling and just some fellowship. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah, Britt's Pub is a must-see stop, I think, in Minneapolis for all attendees. You make a point of getting over there. It's a pretty nice pub anyway, but then they got lawn bowling on the roof.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and I think everybody knows what an ironclad memory you have. And so when Kate and I were heading to Minneapolis in September for the site visit, you said, you got to check out Britt's Pub.
Yeah.
And now we're hosting events there.
Yeah.
Right. That's a pretty big deal. It's 19 years later.
Yeah.
That it's there and it's expanded and it's really cool.
Yeah.
So the Scholar Advisory Board will also be there having dinner, and we're bringing in a few backboard members, the Hoop Shoot Advisory.
Yeah, that's a first. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a first. So we'll have 3 of our backboard members with us as well. And
it's really a nice opportunity for, viewers, if you're going to be at a convention, stop by our booths for an opportunity to interact with some of these program recipients who have a little bit more perspective than the ones you might see at the contest, for example. These are Hoop Shoot alumni. They're older now. I think they're all in college, right?
Mm-hmm.
Out of college. So they offer a little bit more perspective on what they've gained from the program. But also same for the Scholar Advisory Board members.
Absolutely.
They
are our program ambassadors, and they will be there to.
They're not the kids who show up at your lodge for your youth awards night to receive a scholarship, right? They've already got that. They've been to school. They have a little bit of perspective, and they can reflect a little bit more on what this all means to them. So nice opportunity. I always say that whenever I'm anywhere out in the field or here at the office, when there are scholars around, you shouldn't waste an opportunity to interact with one of our scholarship recipients. They're just so impressive.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And there will be 7 of the 10 Scholar Advisory Board members with us, and we will be welcoming our Elks Scholar Alum of the Year as well.
That's right. And she is?
And she is Erica Barger, who actually from Florida, Ormond Beach, Florida. Erica was on the very first Scholar Advisory Board. So the first year she served for 4 years. It's pretty cool to be welcoming her this year as the Alum of the Year. She has not wavered in her support of our scholarships and her involvement with us and her lodge. She serves as her lodge. She's the lodge scholarship coordinator. She might even be district level as well. She is involved and very deserving of this award. So she'll be with us as well.
She's a legacy scholarship recipient and is now a 4th generation elk. So that's
right.
Pretty, right. I can remember one year, I think it was Orlando in 2010, and Erica was there for the SAB meeting, and then she stuck around to attend the convention with her father and and we ran into her in the exhibit hall, and it was like the metamorphosis, because she had transitioned. She was like the convention attire, like matching like Hawaiian shirts and like orange shorts or something, like just, you know, really loud convention goer attire. It was pretty funny.
They do that orange in Florida. That's their color, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. So we're obviously very much looking forward to celebrating her award, and she'll serve on the Scholar Advisory Board for a year now. She's back.
Back, full circle.
Yep.
And you were talking about service, and I understand there's an opportunity for convention goers to earn additional money for one of their grants, right?
Indeed, there is. So we started this back in 2019 in St. Louis, the Spotlight on Service and it's basically a supply drive. You bring us a pair of new socks or a new or gently used children's book, and you will be entered into a raffle to win a $2,000 bonus grant.
We want to repeat that again, and please listen carefully, because every year someone messes it up.
Yes.
The socks are new.
The socks must be
new or gently used. Please don't bring in used socks, gently or otherwise. We will not accept them.
No one wants used
socks. Have to turn them away.
Right.
So we're really, that's going to be great. It's been something we've continued on. We did it obviously in last year again. Started in St. Louis. We did it again in wherever we were last year, Atlanta. Doing it again this year, and likely we'll continue to do it because it's a really nice opportunity for members and guests to bring a needed supply for veterans who are experiencing homelessness and for organizations that promote youth literacy. So
sure. When they stop by the booth, they'll also be able to meet the Scholar Advisory Board that will be in and out and visiting and assisting with that collection.
Right.
They'll be there on Saturday and on Sunday.
Right. Kate, do we have any education opportunities for convention goers this year?
We do. Monday is a huge day for the foundation, and we have 3 seminars. So that afternoon, and I always encourage people to check the program and to be flexible on site with times and rooms, but we are scheduled for 12:30 on Wednesday, and we actually have 2 seminars concurrent. One, my colleague McKenna, and I believe Debbie will be there as well. They will be talking about the hoop shoot and unleashing gritty kids. So that's exciting. That's at 12:30, as I mentioned. And then in an adjacent room, I will be discussing the ENF Fundraising Chairs Roadmap, also known as the Chair Challenge. And I have a couple of colleagues who are going to join me, and they've really upped the game. Like the presentation is way better than it's ever been when it's just been me in there clicking through my slides. So if you have a fundraising interest, I recommend stopping by.
Now, will you be serving bagels at either of those 2 seminars?
I don't think there will be any left.
There will be no more bagels left in the city of Minneapolis.
No, a cream cheese emergency for sure. There won't be any. So later that day, Monday, after you go to one of those 2, you will get to see, I think our most popular seminar, and one of the most popular at the entire convention, which is the SIP seminar. And Debbie will be in that one, and that is in the afternoon from 2:45 to 4.
Right. Megan Morris, our senior programs associate, will be leading that, but bring all your grant questions.
Yeah, so long day on Monday with education, and we're really looking forward to that. That's always one of my favorite things because it's one of the few times we really get to meet face-to-face and answer volunteer questions outside of being in the booth or just being on the phone. So I always look forward to the seminar.
Of course, we didn't even touch on one of the highlights of convention, of course, opening ceremony, and in particular, the Elks Charities at Work segment, which will feature the programs that we fund.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and some new videos.
Some brand new videos never before. Yep. McKenna and Debbie will be up there talking about Hoop Shoot, SIP, and scholarships. I think it's Bob Dutzman will be talking about veteran service. Jim McQuillan, our board chair, will be sort of the MC for that segment. I think it's going to feature a total. Now, one of them is very, very short, but a total of nine videos.
Really?
Yeah, 9 videos.
Wow. I like to go in fresh. So we used to do a screening before of all the videos.
Yep.
But I think, I like to go in there. I like to see it as our members and guests are seeing it at the same time. The energy in the opening ceremony is electric when that part of the program comes on.
Bringing Jim's words to life is a great honor, of course, but those videos, nothing tells our story better than those outstanding videos.
Well, and I feel like we've done a good job in recent years of making our presentation truly multimedia. So the video and the videos and the script complement each other, as do the slides that are up there as well. It's all working together to provide what we like to call a great show for attention goers, because that's what Sunday is. It's not reports. There's plenty of that later in the week. It's a show. It's supposed to make you all feel good about your membership cards.
Definitely.
It's going to be time for any fun while we're there. I mean, of course, it's fun in its own way, but
a little bit.
Okay.
Well, after the opening ceremony, the ENF staff is going to sneak off to a unknown location for our staff dinner annual, which is nice for all of us to get together that evening and be out of the office and out of the convention center.
I think we say gracefully exit.
Yeah, and pretty good chance if you go looking for us, you may find us at some point at Brits.
Yeah, true.
Maybe not that night, but I mean at some point.
You'll find us often at Brits.
Right.
With the lawn bowling and the nice patio that they have there.
Yep. So.
And I'm hoping also for some good weather. Did you see it was in the 90s this week?
Ooh.
Yeah, so it looks like next week we should be a little better. Debbie's excited.
What do you mean better?
I know.
I can't believe
we have a lot of fun.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you, Kate. I can't believe we've gotten this far in our convention episode, and we have not mentioned that the Getty Powell winners and their families will also be on site over the weekend in the booth. So if you're
their big trophies.
Again, they'll have their big trophies. So Tommy Goodell from Utica, New York, and Morgan Mealy from Wheeling, West Virginia will be at the booth actually on Sunday. I'm sorry, they'll be there Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. So again, the Hoop Shoot booth is always, a lot of fun. I guess what our big takeaway here is get over to the exhibit hall and visit our booths, both the Hoop Shoot booth and the Foundation booth. That is where you will see our program participants and get to talk to them and perhaps take some pictures with them and
maybe get an autograph.
Perhaps get an autograph.
Yeah, and when you come again, remember to bring those new socks and/or new or gently used books.
Don't get them confused.
Don't get those. Do not peel your socks off and drop them in the bin. We will not accept
it. Kate, did we get rid of ribbons this year? Or will people have an opportunity to get a ribbon?
We will never get rid of ribbons.
Right.
We have ribbons galore. So
the ribbon industry afloat.
We do. That's something that's one of our programs. We just don't talk about it very often. We're going to have ribbons at our booth for many donor levels, starting really, we're of course talking about our foundation fellowship, which is annual giving. And then we do have some of the higher end cumulative giving ribbons. Also, we have ribbons for our giving societies or giving clubs. So we have Fidelity Club, Loyalty Club, John F. Malley Society, Name Scholar Program. And then in addition to those, we have another set that really recognizes those lodges that have used all of their smaller grants, and then those who have taken advantage of certain ones and are really involved in their community. So we like to celebrate them with ribbons as well. So come on down and grab a ton and sport your colors.
So if R.A. Pickett has made it this far in the show, we'll see you with your long thread of Elks.
He's lucky he's tall.
If
he was shorter, this would not work for him.
Be tripping over him.
Okay, did we miss anything else?
No, I'm checking my notes, but no, I think we're all systems go. I got the last boxes right here, and we're excited. It's the cycle of this really starts our summer, I think, and we're thrilled to spend it with some Elks over the 4th of July.
Right.
We've got a great team that's going to be with us on site. So if you have a ENF staff that you've talked to over the phone or communicated with via email, please be sure to stop by and say hello. Perhaps they'll be in the booth as well.
Yeah, the majority of our staff will be in Minneapolis. We'll have a skeleton, not quite a skeleton crew, we'll have a few more back at the office, making sure that the ship is sailing while we are away. But a lot of us will be there in our burgundy shirts.
In our burgundy shirts with our pins and our buttons.
Right.
Yeah, you can't miss us. We have a big old display, so you can't miss us.
Thank you so much for joining us and telling us what's going to happen in Minneapolis, and we will see you there.
See you next week in Minnie. Thanks.
Bye, Kate.
All right. Well, that was our convention preview. I'm excited. Looking forward to it. I think probably by the time this releases, I will be there.
Yeah.
And we're both, you're arriving the day after me, right?
Right. Well, what I love about convention is that it really does feel like a family reunion. Like it is the opportunity for us to see and connect with people who maybe we've known, since 2004 when, we had the first donor event, or they're just completely devoted to our programs and just making projects happen in communities and helping us build stronger communities, helping us help Elks build stronger communities. And it's a really great opportunity to connect. Fill your cup back up.
It's no accident that the convention used to be referred to as the Elks reunion, because it truly does feel like that. And again, there are people who I would count among my friends who I only see at convention every year at our booth, and I miss seeing those people last year. So I'm excited to get back behind the counter and striking up those familiar conversations with people and reconnecting and making some new friends who I'll look forward to seeing in subsequent years.
Yeah. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you back in action.
All right, everybody. If you've enjoyed this episode of the Midday Minute, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't, Kate's voice really got to you. A thumbs down. But either way, share it far and wide so everyone will hear about all the fun things going on at convention. If you're not already subscribing to our YouTube channel, why not? It's free. Just click that button and tap the bell so you'll be notified every time we post new content like these videos that are going to premiere at opening ceremony. We'll be posting those on our YouTube channel. All 9 of those videos I mentioned will be up there at some point. Some are already up there. And new content's constantly coming, like this show, like Take a Sip, like Hoop Shooting the Breeze. We'll have a bunch of Grittios coming down the line eventually. We're constantly up there. You're missing out if you're not a subscriber.
You really are. Subscribe.
All right.
Do it.
We'll catch up with you again in July. We'll be talking about who knows what. Until then, anything else you want to say, Debbie?
See you in Minneapolis, I hope.
Yep. All right. And until then, thanks so much for tuning in. Bye.